Well, Tesla needs to do more to improve the safety of its self-driving cars. That's the verdict from the National Transportation Safety Board following an investigation into the fatal crash of a distracted Tesla driver 2 years ago. That driver was playing a game on his smartphone when his Model X crashed into a highway barrier. Joining us now, Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian. And Pras, the NTSB also saying regulators need to step in some way. But this, again, seems to show that autonomous driving is just not as mature as perhaps the promises said it was.
Right. I mean, you have it's a combination of, like you said, driver error, but also, Tesla overhyping maybe their autopilot system. They're criticized for, not monitoring the drivers as much as they should. Cadillac Super Cruise has a camera that watches your face, so you kind of know when you're kind of moving around. But so it's a combination.
Looking at your phone and playing a game?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's playing a game. I mean, what do you expect to happen if you have a semi-autonomous system that's not always keeping track of things?
I'm glad you say semi-autonomous. I'm going to call out my older brother in Atlanta, who's not watching. He's got a Tesla, loves his cars, had a couple of them. Mm-hmm. And he picked me up at the airport and he said, look, and he took his hands off the wheel. And I was yelling at him. I said, you're not supposed to do this. Yeah. I mean, it's semi-autonomous. And I believe Tesla had told people like my brother and the other drivers is you have to still pay attention. You still have to be ready to grasp the wheel.
Well, even calling it autopilot is a little bit misleading.
Yeah, that in and of itself is sort of giving me the impression that you can just sort of sit back and relax. I mean, they've added more, monitoring of like keeping your hands on the wheel, things like that. Rick and Newman and I tested the Model 3 last year with the autopilot system. It's been upgraded since then, but we were still driving around, 2-lane highways, and sometimes that it wouldn't turn all the way around the curb. Like you had to kind of nudge it. So there's still a long way to go in terms of like following lane traffic and also avoiding barriers. And
autonomy has 5 levels, and I think we're only at level 3 at this point. We got to get to level 5 autonomous before it's fully functional on its own, right?
Well, it's because when Musk talks about end of 2019, in 2020 we'll have full you can just let the car drive itself. That's not happening.
Yeah, he's such a weird CEO. Why would you set that expectation? Right? I mean, when we're seeing the problems they have right now.
He likes to set up the shorts. So.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I mean, I think if you're Musk, you're thinking to yourself, I just want to keep pushing as much as I can, as fast as I can. That's how my company goes forward. Look at the stock price.
But now he's getting pushed back by the regulators. So are we indeed going to see some sort of regulation from the NTSB, whether it's, put more warnings on these things, maybe call it something different so it's not misleading? I mean, what does that look like?
And the other problem we have in D.C. is it's an infrastructure problem, right? All of these systems are supposed to be built on 5G, which we don't have yet. So the regulators essentially are searching for more faculties in order to regulate when these companies are building on incomplete systems to begin with.
I mean, I think with NTSB's initial recommendations are the Tesla needs to monitor their drivers better. That's like first and foremost. And then limit the use of the automated systems where so GM Super Cruise is only on highways, only on interstate highways. Tesla, you can use it at any time. Yeah. So that's problematic when you're, in a 2-lane highway or even possibly in a semi-urban setting too. So.
New York City streets, no thank you. All right, Pras, thank you.